Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to part 3 of pairing decks together based solely on their backs first. If you haven't seen the other 2 videos in this series, I will link the playlist. I've put them in a playlist for you. We are exploring the backs that I chose to pair together, why I chose that, and then seeing how the fronts of the cards actually mesh well and work together, or not perhaps. Again, I mentioned in the second video that these are all pairings that I haven't really tried before, so just keep that in mind. I am not familiar with these pairings. I did try to solely keep in mind the backs. I tried to push aside the fronts of the cards out of my mind. And I think I'm going to do a part 4, but I think in that one I'm going to do 3 decks at a time, exploring 3 decks at once and seeing how that works. So wish me luck in that one, but let's go ahead and jump into our first pairing for this video, which is the Home Oracle and the Spacious Tarot. So each of these card backs kind of featured this speckling on here. This one has it in the trees, which is around this moon here, and then in the grass you can really tell as well that there's some. So that's really the intention of why I put them together, but let's see how they pair together. So we have Integrity with the 5 of Cups. What was the intention behind it? And was the intention pure or was it not? Because even if it didn't work out, you still have another chance. There's still something else you can try, so keep going. Exploration with the Hierophant. I think that's really cool and interesting because the Hierophant is about tradition, yes, but it's also, there's a study component to it. There's that supplicant. You are seeking something, you are researching something, and in order to do that, you have to explore, don't you? And I like how the sun in both of these is peeking from behind, in this case trees, this case like a Stonehenge kind of situation. I think that ties them in beautifully. Ooh, 9 of Wands with support. Yes, when you're feeling this heavy and this down and out and exhausted, reach for support. It's the best thing you can do. Child of Cups, which is the Page, and Resilience. Ooh, okay. Yeah. The Page is just setting out on their journey. They're going to hit a lot of bumps in the road. That innocence will kind of part ways with them at some point a little bit, and they'll need to have that resilience to get back up and continue on. Guardian of Pentacles with Awakening. Wow. There's definitely, with the Golden Hills here, there's a color story. I mean, I can just picture this bear being sat in this back here where the trees are starting to pop up, and just sitting there and thinking about their next move, but calling forward when we're feeling uninspired, that awakening, that inner awakening. Elder of Pentacles with Creativity. I think sometimes the Elder, which is the king in the Spacious Tarot, can be a little bit too under his own rule, or kind of strict or too rigid and organized. So bringing forward that creativity that the Page kind of started out on, remembering that that was once you, right? Remembering that side of yourself. And then 7 of Wands with Tenderness. Guardian of Cups with Responsibility, and I like how there's some water featured in this card, and this obviously is a water card. Being responsible for your own emotions, your own actions, and having to face the consequences of those. Ooh, the Empress with Intention. I like how these are very complementary in that there's a field here and there's a field here. We're literally in the field, close-up view of it. Okay, and our last one, Eight of Cups with acceptance. I feel like the Eight of Cups in this series has kind of come forward a lot. So I don't know if that's for me or for you or for all of us. I guess just be open to it. Yeah, sometimes we don't want it to be the truth, but it is. And we have to learn to accept that and be prepared for our next move. And it can be hard and it can be sad. And it can be very uncomfortable. But there are things in the world that are looking out for you with your best interest at heart. Your inner self and your outer self. Very nice. I would definitely pair these together again. The next pairing I have is a little bit, I think, silly, but we're just going to explore it. And I have my Desert Illuminations here and the Happy Halloween Tarot. Mine is the indie version, but you can get this mass market now, which is great. And they have a very strong presence of orange, and orange is of my favorite colors. And I just wanted to see how two very themed decks would kind of work together, and their backings have some color story here, so let's see how this pans out. We have the Lovers here with the Three of Chiles. The black and white of these pots tie into the background here and the ghosts. So Five of Cups with the Hanged Man. The World with the Three of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles with the King of Chiles. The Star and the Devil. Very interesting mix here. The Moon and Two of Wands. I love this moon here. Very beautiful. Seven of Pentacles with the Six of Swords. I don't think anything is particularly happening for me as far as these being paired. I didn't really have too many expectations. I just wanted to see, I don't know, I just wanted to try it out. I didn't want to write it off before I tried. I think these kind of go together kind of nice color-wise. The orange of her skirt and all the orange going on here. We have Ten of Cups and Justice. And our final look here is Death. And the King of Swords. That's kind of an interesting pair. Okay, I think that worked out as much as, I mean, the swirling of this tree and the lines kind of match this kind of movement here, which is kind of nice. Okay, so our next pairing we have the Wilderness Collide Oracle and Stella's Tarot. So each of these features a backing that feels very quilt-like. And so that's kind of the reason why I initially went, and just kind of grabbed them. So yeah, let's see how this works. And I do know that this creator has, is it Cosmic Creation Oracle or something or other? It is mass market by Hay House. And it looks like they have used some of the artwork from this deck, which is an indie out-of-print deck, in that Oracle deck. And it does seem to have more cards than this. So if this artwork speaks to you, a few of the cards, I don't know how many, I haven't really done too much research. It might even be all of the cards in this deck are featured in that one. But if you do like the artwork and you are feeling bummed that this is out of print and it is kind of harder to find, go to Hay House and look up that deck and see what you think of it. There are newer newer artwork and cards in there, so I almost thought about getting that one and kind of doing a side-by-side comparison. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know. But let's take a look. So Stella's Tarot, it's very hard to describe what this artwork is or like what the style is, but it's very quirky and very unique in its presentation, and I love that so much. So for that reason, I don't usually pair this with much. So I'll really be interested to see how these two kind of work. But we have the Knight of Cups and Divine Connection. For me, my connection to my water self, my cup self, led me to reading tarot or being interested in tarot and feeling that pull to divine connection. So I think that's a really nice, like, little personal tidbit, I guess. Okay, just checking to make sure these are in order, because we now have the Queen of Cups with the Lost Domain. Okay, so this oracle came with a printed guidebook that I got from the previous seller. It came with like a one-time kind of print deal. So I wanted to read a couple of points here for the Lost Domain to see how it might connect with the Queen of Cups here. It says, the Lost Domain calls you to an adventure, a journey traveled alone into the depths of your being. It speaks of the places that have been forgotten and the places that have been lost to you along the pathways of life. This card is asking you to now take the journey through your lost domains and find your way back to you. So focusing maybe on being emotionally open to do that. That's kind of the initial hit I got there. We have the High Priestess and Shameless. That's an interesting pair. Knight of Wands with Springtide. It's funny because this is like one of my largest decks I own, and this is one of the smallest. I think it's pretty much, it might be a little bigger than bridge size, but it's very close to bridge size. Just for some context, but it's much shorter, just about the same width. Okay, Six of Cups, Frequency of Light. We have Death with Crystal Visions. I think this, I mean, speaking of, I already selected that deck in a previous part to this series, but I could see the Crystal Visions deck pairing well with this as well. I tried not to repeat decks. I think in the next part where I'm going to feature maybe 3 pairings, I might have some repeat decks, but I tried not to do that. Bypass with the Hermit, very interesting. Yeah, I think bypass is a really great keyword for the Hermit. And I love this Hermit depiction. Three of Swords with smoke screens. Ooh, it's calling out something. Yeah. There was a ruse of some sort that hurt you. Venus Undone with the Princess of Swords. I kind of like how there's a sphere or a planet in each of these. I think that ties them together nicely. And then our last pair here is Ace of Discs with the Way of the Wanderer. Okay. I can make a good connection there. I honestly haven't worked with these 2 decks in a while, especially Stella's Tarot. I kind of set this one aside, so I love the artwork. It's so different, and it just speaks to that shy part of me. Yeah, it really gives off that kind of introvert energy, so I don't know, I think I'm gonna leave this one out so I work with it. The next pairing is going to be a little wild as well, but let's just try it. The Anthropologist Tarot with Daydreaming and Situ, and I pulled both of these together today because of the black and white story that they have. No other decks that I have in my collection feature both black and white on the backs. It's just one or the other, and with different elements, so I thought, why not? And both of these are kind of busier decks on the face, so I don't know how this is gonna go, but I'm not gonna shake it till I try it. So we have here Two of Wands with the Hermit. Okay. Ooh, yeah, that inner journey that you want to take. Making it private. Don't go public with it. Do it for yourself. Keep it close to you. Do it for you and only you. The Tower with the Six of Pentacles. And I think I pointed this out before when I featured this deck in a video, but the only fingers that they have in common that are missing is the middle finger, which I think is very interesting to note. But, okay. I kind of like how these are coming together visually. I thought that it might be a little too busy, and maybe for some of you it might be, but I actually am quite pleased with how they're looking side by side here. Ace of Discs with the Hierophant, another card that I feel like keeps popping up in this series. The opportunity is there. Find a mentor or a resource, but go for it. Just go for it. Ace of Wands with the Page of Wands. Knight of Wands with the Queen of Wands. Okay, he's moving towards her. She's kind of looking at him. Ultimately, he's kind of looking up and charging forward without having too much foresight, which can become an issue, but Three of Wands with the Ace of Pentacles. How would you read these two cards together? Let me know. Curious to know. Seven of Wands with the High Priestess. Some blues going on in both of these cards. He's very much in action and she's kind of more at rest. Defending your inner knowing, your intuition. Knowing that it's okay to have your own back. Seven of Swords and Nine of Cups. I think this is probably the busiest pair off the bat right now that we've had, but I'm not hating it, you guys. I'm not hating it. Four of Cups and the Eight of Wands. I feel like the Four of Cups has been showing up a lot in this series. It's like the Eight of Wands is like, get up off your butt, stop being indifferent, like, get out of that headspace. I feel like it's kind of saying that. Ten of Wands and the Six of Cups. I haven't soaped these cards. They are more on the papery side. There's no lamination or coating to them, which I know people are kind of one way or the other about, but I haven't done any soaping to them. I think Meg has at Rose Honey Ritual. I believe she's mentioned that she's done that to these cards and it has helped, but I'm not brave enough to do it yet. I'm very scared because I love this deck a lot and I've never soaped cards before, and leave it to me to kind of ruin it. But look at this here. We have Knight of Swords and the Knight of Swords. Wow, two very different takes. I think a good place to end with this pairing too. I don't know. Jury's still out on that one. I'm not too sure. I kind of like how they are going together. I would need more time with that pair for sure. Our last pairing of this part of the series is the Sasuraibito Tarot and the Love Oracle of Eden cards. And upon looking at some of the colorations here, it kind of fits with the colors of these backs. Otherwise, I don't know, I was just feeling an intuitive kind of pull to put these together, so that's kind of more my reasoning for this. So let's check it out. There's that very handsome devil. Ooh, with faith. All right. Shaking it up here. Again, this is like very illustrated. This is a photographic deck. So we'll see how that gets on. Oh, wow, you guys. The Empress with sensuality. And they even have a similar pose. Wow. Oh, that made me smile. I love that. How gorgeous. Five of Pentacles with presence. Ooh, that's what this person needs here, is some presence from... Wow. They need their spiritual presence, not to give up. The Magician with trust. Ooh, that's a good one. Sometimes the Magician can be very tricky. They've got a lot of trick up their multiple sleeves here, so needing to trust. Trust in your own abilities, your own intuition. Very good pairing. Two of Pentacles with nurture. I like this a lot. Putting something into balance or doing your best to do so takes a lot of nurturing to do. It's not an easy task whatsoever. 10 of Cups and uplift. That's a very wholesome message. The High Priestess and protect. I've always felt like she's in a more protective stance here. She's guarding her knowledge and her intuition. She's keeping it very close to herself. And they even each, like, she has some things going around her hair. She's got branches in her hair. Very interesting. Three of Pentacles with self-care. Go be around people who care about you, whether that's friends, family, found family, an online community. Build something with them because they already care about you a lot. So it will be pretty successful. Queen of Swords with serenity. Ooh. Oh, serenity of the mind. Knight of Wands and consistency. Okay, I think that's something that sometimes the Knight of Wands can definitely struggle with, because he's all about passion and he wants to move. But in order to form healthy habits, in order to make true progress, you have to have that consistency piece. Otherwise, you'll always be taking more steps back than you are forward. Five of Wands with joy. Maybe the joy, remembering the joy, will put out this flame, this fire. Remember why it is you came together, why it is you worked together. You became a group. There's a reason why. Four of Swords with tenderness. Queen of Pentacles and unity. Gorgeous. Seven of Swords and respite. Putting your guard down. Not everything and everyone is always out to get you. Putting your armor down. Okay. Explore and justice. Ooh. Very interesting pair. All right. So that was that grouping. I do think my favorites of this series is these two. Sasuraibito, Love Oracle of Eden cards. I lived for that pairing. Even with such different artwork, I think they just matched beautifully. I mean, you guys saw it. Stunning. I also appreciated the Spacious Tarot and the Home Oracle. I think these are definitely a pair I would do again. Thank you guys so much for watching part 3 of this series. I hope you'll stick around to see part 4, in which I'll be pulling together 3 or more decks and seeing how that chaos unfolds. I hope you're doing well, and until next time, see you around.